Hi there! Today I'm going to get a butterfly haircut, doing it all by myself. This is actually my second time. I already successfully cut it several months ago. And for those who didn't watch my previous videos of me complaining and confessing about my hair history, please do not be confused by the way my hair ends look, because that does not in any way reflect the haircut. I just lost part of my lens due to impulsive and unsuccessful experiment with coloration, so please don't pay attention to it. So, as I already showed you on the video, you need two separate brushes for this cut, a thin one and a standard, and scissors, of course. So, now look what I'm doing. I'm separating my hair, frontal zone to be precise, by dividing it from two sides, and the line goes right behind the ear. It shouldn't be particularly perfect, but it should form a consistent arc shape, symmetric from both sides. Now you should make a ponytail right on your forehead, imagining you are a unicorn and you are making yourself a weightless horn. And you will not see me making another ponytail because I fell from the frame.
7 hours later.
My ears are red for a reason, because it's quite uncomfortable to make this second ponytail. Anyway, here is what you should get, and good news is that most difficult part finishes here. Now pay close attention to what comes next. To get a not too short butterfly cut with beautiful layers still being there, the results of which you will be able to evaluate at the end of this video and decide whether you would like to repeat the same for yourself. You should cut your hair at 45 degrees, as I showed, and leave a length which equals 2 fingers after your chin. You see? And that's all. Easy breezy. But it would have been too heavy, inaccurate. So now I'm showing you how to do some pointing. You are working with your scissors with the help of a thin brush, cutting strictly vertically. I didn't cut any fragment of this video so that you get an impression on how much I cut and for how long. By the way, I didn't lose any hair mass from the frontal zone, so the amount of hair I'm cutting by pointing it on this section can be applicable to any natural hair that didn't went through any disasters. And now we will work on the second part. Here is the freeze frame for you to distinguish the length of second part. And you just fix it with your fingers and make a cut. Do not worry much about cutting it imperfectly. You should do your best, of course, but there will be some additional manipulations, except for the pointing, that will make an even and beautiful haircut in the end. I am not pointing too much on the back zone because it suffered a lot already with being seen. So here we go. According to a lot of videos showing do-it-yourself instructions on how to make a butterfly cut, this could be the end. But now I'm going to reveal you a dark truth behind this simple 2 ponytails cuts. That's not what you want to get. It just remains unfinished and too clumsy at this stage. Trust me, you need to make it more smooth and accurate, and since you are doing it yourself at home and you are not a hairdresser, I swear to you, you won't be satisfied by the results by just cutting those 2 ponytails. So, to make necessary brushing up of your haircut corrections, you should make an opposite division of hair, vertical this time, and define the most short parts of your hair from the frontal zone and the most long from the back. Now you should put them together, as I'm showing on the video, and ideally you should get a 90% degree to yourself, to your neck. You should memorize this angle and move parts of your hair forward in several iterations, as you won't be able to hold it all with your fingers. And here goes this moment of truth. By doing this, you will clearly notice that there are some excessive, unnecessary parts of hair. and they also need to be cut. I hope you see it well. Now I'll come closer to the mirror to make a cut, because I need to preserve the right angle, and apparently my fingers are not strong enough to handle it. Here goes another part of hair. In such a way, we are getting rid of all the inconsistency, inaccuracy in the haircut, because the butterfly cut itself is really beautiful. I like it, I like the idea and the shape, but it needs to be brushed up to look pretty and harmonious, especially when you are doing it yourself. Because obviously hairdressers are cutting it differently and they are using their own sophisticated and efficient schemes, but it's not the case now. I'm showing you how you can get a smooth result at home by yourself. Here is one more step I introduced and suggest you to do the same. You separated your hair on the zone that is covered by your head when you wear it. And this step is more like a double check for what you already done, because if you did everything right and well, you will already have quite a straight lines there, without any sharp imperfections. And finally, I can calmly and confidently say that it's over. Now this haircut does not have any abrupt transition between the layers. It is smooth and balanced. And what I really like is how boldly, teenage rebelliously it looks. Now you can evaluate how it looks by yourself. I am keeping all of these video fragments on purpose so that you can check and decide on whether you would like to repeat the same. And what I really like about this lens, in spite of layers being there, many layers, and the haircut itself being quite light, you can still make a variety of different hairstyles. Now a quick tutorial on how to refresh bangs for those who need this. First you cut a very small strip from the center. Then you should not hit yourself with scissors, I'm just showing you the end of eyebrow. You are taking this part of hair and directing it in the opposite direction and cutting it on the level of your eye. You should cut it making it the same length as your already cut small frontal segment. So it's your target. And same from another side. I like my bangs to remain long, so I prefer to refresh it from time to time, rather than cutting rarely but too much. And in the end, I usually make small corrections, just as you see on this video, so that the final result is more like an arc. Ready? And you should always finish it with some pointing, but not too much. So today's hair cutting is over. I hope that I was able to show you a detailed process and to give you clear instructions. Good luck and bye!